Major developments are expected to occur in the east of Rotterdam. By 2040, at least 20,000 new dwellings will be built. This causes a demand for a well-developed transport system. One of the ways in which the existing transport system will be upgraded is by expanding the metro system, creating a ring structure that connects all suburbs. The line creating this ring runs from intercity station Rotterdam-Zuid, all the way to cross-station Kralingse Bos, parallel to the A16. At these two stations, the metro is underground, but it is above ground level at the intermediate metro station Kralingse Zone. Looking at the service focus of each station, along the route an extra station will be placed, facilitating the new, as well as the old neighborhood. These different focus points ensure an increase in functionality of the stations. In order to make efficient use of the space, the tracks will be housed in a stacked structure that will simultaneously serve as a sound barrier for the highway. The stacked structure will from now on be referred to as the urban spine, as it becomes the backbone of the neighborhood. The metro won't be stacked straight above each other. Stacking the metro diagonally creates smaller bending moments in the columns. This results in a slender construction which saves up to 12% of steel, making it cheaper and more environmentally friendly. The supporting structure completely consists of steel, except for the concrete floor that also embeds the metro rails. Cross connections are placed to ensure stability for the whole system. The stacked metros are placed 7.5 meters above ground level, to create enough space underneath for wide underpasses and two-story buildings. These buildings will have their own supporting structure. This is done to avoid vibrations and make them easily interchangeable for multiple applications. The detailed design of the spine will be shown following the metro track from south to north. The applications shown are related to our vision for the area, but the functions in the spine could always be reordered. We start our journey at Brain Park 1. For Brain Park 1 there already is a master plan, which focuses on converting monofunctional offices into a diverse urban district. The area is densified with more housing and is rich in nature, which can be found in the form of a green belt along the highway. The metro is placed in this green belt on ground level, as the ground level is already elevated here. It forms the needed buffer between the highway and the area. Up next is Station Kralingse Zone, which is situated between Brain Park 1 and 2. The design of this station is not part of this project. Team 4 will further elaborate on its design. This brings us right at Brain Park 2. The office space in Brain Park 2 will be preserved and expanded with more offices and dwellings. To create more space for the program, the existing access road for the park and ride will be integrated in the urban spine. Hereafter, the metro tracks will cross the road and arrive at a tranquil residential area. This is the starting point of the urban strip which runs along the urban spine. The broad design of the strip makes it suitable for handling both cyclists and pedestrians. Based on the vision for the area, the strip will not be accessible for cars. The strip starts in a spacious park, emphasizing the serenity of the area. In the view, one can see the panels on the wall, which are now overgrown with ivy. Different panels can be applied, for example, solar panels, gravity artwork, a waterfall, or a screen for an amphitheater. This amphitheater can have a double function by making it a water square at the same time. The underpasses in the area are in accordance with Project East meets West, which will be presented by Team 5. Near the next crossing, a small number of functions is placed within the structure. Following the metro line further, it will reach station Kralingen Boulevard. The area surrounding the station mainly consists of housing, focused on elderly. This focus is taken into account for the design of the station and the surrounding amenities. There is a higher density of buildings in the urban spine near the station, which fades along the rest of the line. Further up to the north, the area transits from a residential focus to a focus on sport and recreation. This diversity makes the urban spine super useful, as it can contain both sport-related as well as urban-related facilities. The last part of our trip is the sporting area. This area will hold a mix of existing sport clubs and public sports fields. An idiosyncratic sport complex will house the lowering metro tracks. The walls will act as a sound barrier when the metro goes underground. This great complex will be the ending point of this journey. We are now focusing on the perspective of the metro traveler in the lower metro. For the majority of the route, the highway side is open, which enables the passengers to look at the passing cars. The other side is closed because a sound barrier is needed and buildings would block the view. However, near the underpasses the sound barriers are placed at the highway side, which makes it possible to open a great view to the boulevard and its surroundings. Shutters can be used to reduce the noise, while focusing the sight of the metro passengers as they move by. The passengers in the upper metro have a breathtaking view over Rotterdam, because all sides can be open in most areas. Next is the perspective from the A16. The bottom metro is at the same height as the highway, and is covered with a metal mesh. This mesh is overgrown with plants, becoming a green wall. Through the mesh and plants, the metro can still be seen from the highway. The top metro is located 5 meters higher, and towers above the escape routes of the A16. The stations are clearly visible from the highway, making them interesting recognition points. In some locations the top metro is also covered with the mesh and plants, while in other parts it is completely open, which gives the travelers from the highway a great and unusual sight. To sum up, the main advantages are the multifunctionality of the structure, namely as a sound barrier and as a structure that can house facilities. The urban spine creates the opportunity to build a lively neighborhood, surrounded by a unique, interesting and valuable structure. Thank you for your attention. Please return to the virtual classroom by pausing the video or closing the tab.